Good evening. Today, I just want to talk about the ignorance about COVID, what we know, and what we don't know. Also, I would like to talk about the real experience, hospital quarantine versus home quarantine. So, how do people react when they know that you have COVID? How do they treat you? So, this is based on my personal experience. Friends, a lot of my friends, they gave me lots of support. Some of them even sent food to get food delivered to me, and some friends also check me and my husband every almost every day. So yes, but some friends or some people are kind of ignorant. They don't know really what is true about COVID. How is COVID? How do we get COVID? Is it really? Do you really get it from the surface? Do you get it from the air? And we really don't know because there are still no solid evidence about this. So we don't know, right? So we're still ignorant, all of us. They say that this virus is very new, so we don't really know what exactly is happening. There are speculations, there are some findings that you need at least 10 to 14 days. This is what I heard. You need at least 10 to 14 days to quarantine after the day of exposure. Now, the exposure part. There's also a finding that says that it will take 11.5 up to 11.5 days to get that virus. So really, for me, there's no exact science, what exact date when you're gonna get it. This is almost like guesses, speculations, and all those things. So let me know what you think. And then also about using the elevators. Do you get it when you enter the elevator? Do you get it from the air, or do you get it when you touch the elevator? We still don't know. Somebody told me from one of the COVID team. They said that direct contact means you are in the same enclosed area for more than 15 minutes. So, being said, I'm assuming that if you are in the same, like you say, you are in the elevator with somebody for less than 15 minutes, that means they are not your direct contact. So, does that mean that you cannot, if someone is positive inside the elevator and you're only there for less than 15 minutes, does that mean that you won't get that? So that's another question. So anyways, so now I just want to mention the difference between home quarantine and hospital quarantine as well. My husband was quarantined at the hospital because he had fever and he had bad coughs, and so I brought him there because of those symptoms, and then he was tested positive like the same night that I brought him. And of course, the next day I got tested as well, and I was also positive. But I stayed at home because my symptoms were not as severe as my husband. My husband had difficulty breathing. His oxygen was low. It was very unstable. It went down to under 90, which is very dangerous. There was a talk actually that they were thinking of bringing him to the ICU because of that, but thanks God that he didn't get to that point. So yeah, so he was being taken care of and all those things. The only difference between him and me is he doesn't get the fresh air. He didn't get the natural oxygen. He was getting oxygen on him because of his shortness of breath and all those things. For me, my symptoms started with lightheadedness, headaches that felt like there were like nails on my head. I got some chills. I didn't get fever. I was what else? Oh, I was weak, so I was basically lying down the whole day. But I noticed though that I was eating, like after a few days actually, I started eating. I didn't have appetite in the beginning, but then later on I got my appetite back. Not everything, but I got some appetite, so I was able to eat. So I was eating breakfast, no lunch for me, because I was basically almost like lying down, like in between. And then I get early dinner, like 5 o'clock dinner, and then after that I get ready to shower or had Epsom salt, which help my body pains. And I did some steaming as well, salt steaming, because I was told by a lot of Filipinos that helps, and I did it a few times, and I guess that helped. So I became better. Probably after 3-4 days, I was feeling better. Although some days I still get a headache, some nights, anyways, I still get a headache. So that is the difference between the home quarantine and hospital quarantine. Now, the after effects of COVID. So both me and my husband are now done with our quarantine, and I'm feeling much better. Anyways, my husband is also much better, but he still have those after effects of the COVID, which is one, the breathing problem and the oxygen. His oxygen is still low. And I was reading up, and articles say that some people, it depends. Some people, it takes them weeks or months to recover fully. So and the other adverse effect of this as well is some people will have complications on the heart or the lungs or kidneys, I read. So these are like after effects of the COVID. So the support for COVID patients should not stop once the quarantine is over. The support should be during and after, because as like I said, like which is happening to us now, my husband is still not completely recovered, and I don't know. I'm hoping he will recover very soon, but as for the articles that I've been reading, some people take longer. So anyways, so that are my personal experience, my personal thoughts about this COVID, and like how people are ignorant about this, which we can't blame people because we don't really know. Even medical people, some of them, they don't know the solid evidence, because this is a new virus, so we can't blame it. So the point is, all we have to do is to be careful. I've always been diligent and all these things about this pandemic, but it still hit us. And now I'm doing extra careful. Now, before, I did not clean or spray our shoes. Now I'm spraying every time we go out for a walk our dog. I spray the bottom of our shoes. So that's an extra. And I went back to cleaning everything that comes inside the house, like anything from the store, those things. So yeah, so this is life before and after COVID.